know this is going to be fantastic. Who is looking for another tool for their stress toolbox? So this is a fantastic technique that you can implement when you're feeling stressed, when you're like even having a hard time like falling asleep. I'm sure you could use this as well. So my name is Dale LaCure. I have with me today Marie Cancellieri. She is a master tapping practitioner, a wellness coach, and a brand partner with the mental wellness company Amari Global. So thank you so much for bringing this to us today. And I'm excited to learn more and to learn how to actually do the tapping. So tell us a little bit about why tapping works, like what's the history of it, what's the neuroscience of it, and all that.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for having me here. I'm excited to be here. So tapping is just like acupuncture, but without the needles, right? So you're using your fingertips to literally tap and stimulate certain acupressure points of your body. And what it's doing is it's actually sending calming signals to your brain, telling your brain that it's safe to turn off that stress response so you can move from that sympathetic mode, which is fight or flight, into a parasympathetic mode, which is rest and repair.
Oh, I never knew that you could compare it to acupuncture, because I do get acupuncture.
Okay.
Yeah, and I always feel like super calm, like after it.
Yeah, exactly. You're stimulating. So we have these lines of energy running through our body, and we're stimulating the endpoints of these energy. And these lines of energy are where we hold our emotions, where we process our emotions. So we're basically like opening up those channels when we stimulate these endpoints, allowing our emotions to flow through and be processed. So it's kind of like unkinking a hose.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's great. All right. So can you run us through some of the, like, how would you describe stress? Like what causes?
What doesn't cause stress, right? So we all deal with stress. It's just part of the human condition. It's not like we can ever get rid of stress. But what we can do is we can learn to manage it and we can learn to reduce it. Now, it is important to acknowledge, I was actually just listening to a talk on heart disease with women last night through Hartford Healthcare. And they just talked about stress so much. And I don't know that we actually are realizing how stress is harming our body and our minds. Because if you don't address stress, it could lead to high blood pressure. It could lead to heart disease with an increased risk of heart attack, obesity, diabetes, depression. It affects our sleep. It affects our mood. Like, it really affects every area of our life. And when we're constantly stressed, we're constantly in this fight or flight or freeze, sympathetic mode. And our nervous system is just, So we really need to be able to turn that off. I mean, how many times do you feel like you can't get your head to stop, your brain to stop thinking? Like, we're in this constant state of stress. So being able to tap into those mindfulness practices, taking deep breaths, meditation. But I found tapping to actually be the most effective tool because it's fast, it's easy, it's effective. And I can't always meditate when I'm stressed out or I'm thinking about something. Like, you can't just turn the switch. I feel like tapping actually turns the switch. So do you want to get into what it looks like? And
yeah, definitely. I think it's great because sometimes I think we don't realize how stressed we are and how our brains are just going, and that's not a good place to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about the points, and then maybe you can walk us through a session.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
good.
you can join me as I tap. I'll just describe what the points are. So this is called the side of hand point. It's where your pinky is. It doesn't matter which hand. And you can use, like, see how I'm using all 4 fingers to tap. You can use 3, you can use 4, it doesn't matter. So this is the first point, side of hand point. And this is where we basically kind of set up, what we're tapping on. And I'll explain more in a little bit. Our next point is right above the nose where the eyebrows start. And you can use 1 hand or 2, and it doesn't matter which one. And this is just called the eyebrow point. The next point is the side of the eyes. You'll feel that bone. It's really close to your eyeball. This is the side of eye point. And then under your eye, you're going to feel this bone. And as you're tapping, you could just take some nice deep breaths on each point. Underneath your nose is the next point. And then underneath your lips is the next point. This is called the chin point, but it's not on the chin, it's on the crease. The next point is underneath these clavicle bones right here. So right underneath those bones. This, I don't know why I love this point. This is really good for anxiety. So if you're ever feeling anxious, you could just tap here and do some deep breathing. This is really helpful. The next point is under your arm. It's about 4 inches down from your armpit, like you're giving yourself a hug. And usually we use one hand because it's kind of awkward to use two, but you certainly could. And then the last point is the top of the head point.
Does it matter the intensity of the tap?
As long as you feel the tap.
It doesn't matter, like is harder better, or no, it doesn't matter?
No, harder is not better. And in fact, some people will say, oh, I don't like how that feels. You can actually pretend that you're tapping, and that actually still does work.
Yeah, you can feel the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Exactly.
All right.
So I showed you the basic recipe. This is what you'll find, when you look up YouTube videos, when you use a tapping app. This is the basic recipe that they'll bring you through.
Perfect. All right. So then you said there's also a way to do it with words. So let's set up a scenario where you're starting to feel yourself getting really stressed. And maybe you can feel like your blood's starting to boil and you're getting ready to like snap at your kid, or you're getting ready to just scream or something.
Yeah.
So, or even go into even further, like a panic attack type of situation.
Yeah.
So how would you walk us through that with words along with the tapping?
Yes. Okay. So let's do that. So what you'd want to do is just get yourself to a spot where you can do the tapping. Sometimes just excusing yourself to the bathroom to tap, like if you're at work or, people are over your house or you're with your kids and you just need privacy. So just find a spot. I mean, not that you have to do it alone. You could do it in front of people, but so what you'd want to do is start on the side of your hand, and you'd want to just acknowledge how you feel. You want to state the problem, acknowledge how you feel, and just accept it, that this is how you feel. So you'd say, even though I'm feeling all this stress building up, I accept how I feel. And you'll do that 3 times. And it doesn't matter really the words that you use, as long as it resonates with you. Even though I'm feeling all of this stress and it's building up, and I feel my heart beating faster and I feel the tension, I accept myself completely. Even though I feel all this stress building up and this day is just getting out of hand and I just feel myself getting really angry, I love and accept myself as I am. So you'll notice I stated the problem, I stated some acceptance. And then you'll go through the rest of the points with you could focus on the emotion. So you might just say, all this stress. And then the side of your eyes, all this stress. Under your eyes, all this stress that I'm feeling. Under your nose, oh, I feel it in my body. And you'll notice that your mind just is going to start to talk to you. Under your lips, this stress feels terrible. So you're just stating what's coming up. Under your collarbone, all this stress that I'm dealing with. Under your arm, I shouldn't have to feel all this stress. And then the top of your head, I just want to let this stress go. And then you could take a deep breath. Now that's just one round. You may want to do 2 or 3 rounds, and you're kind of just talking to yourself. You're acknowledging how you feel. You're saying, look, it's okay. I feel this way, but you're letting your body do the work. Like that message is being sent to the brain saying, let's turn off the stress response. Let's calm down. What you might notice when you're done is you might feel more calm. You might even feel some tingling in your body. That's completely normal. And if you kept going 2, 3, 4 rounds, at some point you might even get bored with it. That's another signal that you've processed it. You're good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow, that was great. So it doesn't really matter what you say. I mean, do you need to close your eyes? I guess it would just, whatever you're feeling, just organically, like let it just happen. Yeah. I love it. This is great. We need all the tools we can find.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Personally, I focus on the gut-brain connection. I know you do as well. So I think any angle, exercise, diet, tapping, gut-brain connection, learning how to communicate better, relationship, like all of it, all has to be done, right? It's not just one thing.
It all works together, right?
It all works together. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for being with me. This was fantastic. Where can we find out more? Where can we connect with you more? Can you give us an idea? You have a Facebook group, I'm assuming?
I do. So what I'll do is under this video, I'll put all of my links to connect with me, Facebook, Instagram. I also have a wellness workshop that I'm running on Saturday. It's completely free. It's only 45 minutes online. We're going to do a little bit of tapping, but we'll also do some breathing and meditation and some chair yoga. So everybody's invited to that. And I'll include my email as well, so anybody can reach out to me if they want to talk directly.
Fantastic. All right, Marie, thank you so much. This was fantastic. And I will see you again. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day, everyone. All right. Perfect.